This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
Oh, I'm back, and we're going to talk about it. What went down with the Tuesday Night Wars? What's the fallout? What happens when all the dust settles? Who may have come out on top? Who was the winner of the night? Who are the biggest winners of the night? We're going to discuss that along with CM Punk news. It seems like CM Punk news is always coming in and out now, and it looks like maybe we have some final answers to everything going down with CM Punk. And there's a lot of other news that we can quickly talk about, discuss, and go over, so won't you join me, shall you please? We'll be here right after this. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. You know me. I'm the big time. Right here on the Value Wrestling with the Big Time Rants, where we discuss all the news, all the stuff going on in the world of professional wrestling. What's it doing? How's it playing out? And we're going to talk about it all right here, right now. So I thank you for being here. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for watching whenever you watch this. I appreciate you being here. Now, CM Punk is back in the headlines. Lots and lots of talk about CM Punk. Now, this story is going to come from Sean Ross Sapp himself. He spoke about this, and we are going to take that word and say that this is probably more of the accurate truth than anything else out there. Recent weeks, it's been reported that CM Punk has been in talks with WWE. In recent weeks, there's been a lot of teasers, quote-unquote teasers, that CM Punk, or about CM Punk, on WWE TV, referring to the fact that CM Punk has been signed, sealed, delivered. CM Punk is going to show up at Chicago. There's no doubt about it. They wouldn't be teasing him this much. Then it came out that CM Punk sent feelers to WWE about interest. People close to Punk said that he sent out feelers and that there was talks between him and WWE, but nothing was for certain. Nothing was for sure. Just a lot of back and forth talks. The story kept changing courses, changing directions. New updates would come out. People would keep saying this or that or another thing, and WWE TV would keep adding these little innuendos, supposedly on purpose, by accident, or just for fun, or just trolling. We don't know. And there was all these things that people, some of them, that were really like digging them up to make the connection. We saw Shinsuke Nakamura hit the GTS on Ricochet on Monday Night Raw, but if we really want to get there, we know that Kenta was doing it before CM Punk did it, so we don't know if it's a reference to CM Punk or something else, so it's hard to say. Anyways, so Sean Ross Sapp has come out and said that WWE higher-ups have reached out to him unsolicited, that he didn't call them, he didn't ask them for this information, that they came to him unsolicited to let him know and to inform everybody out there that no, there is no talks going on between WWE and CM Punk. Wrestlers, superstars, wrestlers, people within WWE that are up there, main event names, have been told that no, there's no talks between WWE and CM Punk. These are people that higher-ups are not going to go lie to, and there is no upside for higher-ups to come out and make a statement to lie. Yes, people are going to come out and say, oh, they're lying, they're just making this up, they're making you believe that CM Punk isn't coming, so it'll be a surprise at Survivor Series. When he shows up, everybody will be shocked because they would have thought, oh, he wasn't coming. This is them trying to dilute the water because the narrative is already there that CM Punk is signed, sealed, and delivered. We know CM Punk's coming, and this is just a way for them to cover it up. Doesn't look like that. With Sean Ross Sapp's statement, he says these people don't come to him like this and tell him this stuff, and when they've told him stuff before, it's always been true, and that he feels they have no reason to lie to him or us about the situation, and we believe that there is no talks with WWE between CM Punk and WWE. Now, the news, of course, comes out and says that the WWE rejected CM Punk. They said no to CM Punk. So maybe some Punk sent out feelers, and they said, we're not interested right now. We don't know what those conversations are like. We don't know what can happen. This could all change in a blink of an eye. This is wrestling, and this is a world that you can really never, ever, ever, ever say never, unfortunately. Could CM Punk wind up in WWE ring? Who knows? Could WWE decide to make him a Hall of Famer this year? Could he go into the Hall of Fame in Philadelphia? Could he be signed to a Hall of Fame contract and possibly get into next year's video games? There's big selling points there for WWE to use that. I don't know how it's going to play out. I think WWE's got to work internally to figure out what's the risk versus the reward on all of that. And maybe if they can decrease the risk and see a greater in the reward, then maybe we'll see CM Punk back in WWE at some point in the future. The near future, maybe. Far future, even maybe more. But for now, it does not look like we're going to see CM Punk in Chicago. It does not seem like we're going to see CM Punk in WWE in the near future. Could it change by Royal Rumble? Possibly. Could it change by WrestleMania? Possibly. Could it change by next year? Possibly. All those things are possibilities. But right now, coming from Sean Ross Sapp, and he seems pretty adamant about it, and I believe that Sean Ross Sapp is not going to give us any false information or help stir the pot in this section. So I have to firmly believe that we're not going to see CM Punk at Survivor Series unless something changes in these next few weeks leading into Survivor Series. Now, this doesn't mean they won't come together and make an agreement to do something with Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, or something further down the road. But for right now, they want us to know that CM Punk will not be at Survivor Series. He will not be at the Chicago event unless, I guess, he buys a ticket and shows up at the United Center. That could be a different story. But for now, no CM Punk. And we are going to rest that story there. And hopefully this quiets things down for a little while until something new comes around. So we will have to wait and see. Transitioning to another star that I don't like to talk about, but the Velveteen Dream was not at the Performance Center. I repeat, he was not at the Performance Center. Whoever was spotted at the Performance Center that thought they saw Patrick Clark is adamantly is mistaken, wrong, or selling a false story. Not only did WWE come out and say, no, we have no interest in him. No, he's not been here. Patrick Clark himself came out and said that he is not in rehab. He has not been at the Performance Center around anybody in the world of wrestling or been in contact with anybody in the professional wrestling business like that. And is not showing up and doesn't have any agreements nor desires, and told all the dirt sheets of reporters and everybody else to get their facts right and focus on the people who deserve, the people who are actually out there doing what they do each and every week, and not him. So, no. For anybody who thought the Velveteen Dream was going to return, it's not happening, not going to happen. WWE doesn't want to have it. And if you listen to Triple H's statements on the fact of the matter, I don't think we'll ever, and this is the only time I think you can ever say, ever see Patrick Clark in at least a WWE ring of any type. I don't think we're going to see that. Now, you can never say never. Anything can change. Anything can happen. But I think there's valid reasons in that book that door is shut, gone, locked, sealed, dropped in the bottom of the ocean into the Marianian Trench. I forget how exactly, the deepest trench in the ocean, and then sitting down there with whatever lurking creatures that we don't know about exist. So, that being said, that is that. Tuesday night. Let's get to it, right? Tuesday Night War. The dust is settled. The viewership numbers have come in. Everything is out. We know the facts. We know how it all played out. And we know that at the end of the day, everybody has their opinion. Some people are saying AEW won because WWE was scared. I don't think WWE was scared. But if you want to believe that way, you want to think that way, you want to play it out that way, then I mean that's your narrative to write that story. Now, did NXT and WWE win? Well, if you look at viewership numbers, it definitely looks like they got the bragging rights for tonight. NXT was able to get 921,000 viewers, which was up from 857 viewers from last week, and is their highest number since November 20th, 2019, and this is the third highest viewed NXT show in history. AEW, on the other hand, got 609,000 viewers, which was way down from the previous week of 800,000 viewers, and one of their lowest viewed shows since May 28, 2021, when they had 526,000 people watch. So, if you want to break it down by the numbers, by the viewerships, you're going to say NXT wins. WWE gets the bragging rights. Yes. If you like it or not, the fact of the matter, by the numbers, by the viewership, by those numbers and the demographic of 18 to 49, and NXT won out there too. But at the end of the day, NXT had more viewers than AEW, and if you go by the numbers, NXT won the bragging rights for tonight. NXT got to take the lead. WWE gets held high, especially after a lot of the things Tony Khan came out and said. Tony Khan was getting out there, feverishly running his fingers, definitely drawing attention to his programming and trying to get viewers to watch. But at the end of the day, NXT and WWE took the lead on with this one night and this one night. So that is that. Numbers, NXT gets bragging rights, and that's all you can say about that. NXT was a decent show. Yes, they pulled out a lot of big guns, and I think this was more about a power play than being scared. I don't think WWE was ever scared. This was just, look at what we can do. You want to come on Tuesday nights, fine, but we can bring out everybody and anybody to come in and boost the ratings for the show. Now, would have been better if WWE would have just let their NXT talent show their way and won the talent or won the viewership award. Hell yeah, it would have been great. But WWE decided to go all out and make a show to be remembered. And on this night, they've made a night for a show to remember. There was a lot of big moments on the show, a lot of big names on the show. They had a good match with Asuka and Roxanne Perez. They had some other matches sprinkled in there. The Carmelo Hayes Braun Breaker match was good. Dominic Mysterio and Dragunov show match was good. Cody Rhodes made his announcements that the men's breakout tournament will happen after the women's, and of course the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Tournament, Tag Team Classic Tournament will be coming back. And Cody Rhodes got to be the general manager of the show last night, where he got to put LA Knight in as a special guest referee for the Dragunov Dominic Mysterio match, and then he was able to build the match between Baron Corbin, Dominic Dijakovic, and Carmelo Hayes to have a triple threat next week for the number one contendership to go up against Dragunov for the NXT title. So good stuff there, good 2-hour shows. The crowd was lively. The one thing NXT does really well is they have that smaller crowd. They have that reverb, that sound. It just erupts through the arena, and it's great. Something I think AEW could do with one of their shows if they wanted to take it into a studio, get the smaller crowd, and get that show over. Now, Dynamite had a good show. Quick booking on some of it. I think Tony Khan threw a lot of things together just to get things on air and was rushing through it. It was kind of a sporadic show. We opened with a buy-in where we had Minoru Suzuki. There we go. I got it right. Versus Eddie Kingston for the Ring of Honor and the Openweight title. Eddie Kingston came out a winner. It was what you expect as Brutal Might. I think a lot of people agree that that match should have been on the main card instead of on the buy-in show. It might have drawn more attention, and maybe it should. They did open with the Bryan Danielson Swerve Strickland match. Bryan Danielson coming out as a victor and now getting a title shot at Christian for the TNT Championship on Saturday. So that's impressive there. So there was a lot of good matches on AEW. There were good matches, like the Swerve Strickland Bryan Danielson match of the year contender for sure. The other matches were really good. The letdowns in some of this was Saraya lost to Hikaru Shida, who won her third women's championship. My question would be, why did we change the title on this night? Was this to get a pop? Was this to get a boost? Saraya, it's not injured. Everything that's coming out is Saraya wasn't injured. This wasn't changed because of an injury. This was just a change. The storyline doesn't make sense. You just had a big match at All In for Saraya to win this title. After you had Hikaru Shida beat Toni Storm, who you were booking over, and then she lost it to Saraya at All In, and now Saraya's dropped it back to Hikaru Shida, who's now a 3-time champion. It's interesting. We got to see how that story plays out. I don't think changing the title in that way, that form on this night, was the best answer. I think it kind of derailed the role you were kind of getting Saraya on, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Then, the international champion was on the line. Of course, Shawn Moxley had been booked all week to be in the match, but was not cleared and was known to not necessarily have been available. It was going to be up to the last minute if he could have got cleared to be in the match. So Tony kind of booked this match, not for sure knowing that Moxley would be cleared to be in the match in the first place. They switched it up to Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy versus Rey Fenix. Orange Cassidy wins, goes back with the title. For me, I think this was called safe booking. I think Tony Khan got nervous, wanted to give the fans what they wanted, and put the title back on Orange Cassidy, because Orange Cassidy had been doing really great with that title. That title had a lot of prestige. I just think they planned that all wrong. I don't think Moxley needed to beat Orange Cassidy for that title, because I think that took away from the rub that somebody could have gotten beaten Orange Cassidy. Moxley got it. Moxley got injured. They had to drop it quickly to Rey Fenix, and now Rey Fenix had the title. And now Tony Khan, just for me, doesn't show he has faith in Rey Fenix being a singles champion. Get it back in Orange Cassidy because it was a safe move. It was an easy move. It was safe. That's what I felt there. You give it back to Orange Cassidy because it's safe, and you take the opportunity from what you may have been able to build or create with Rey Fenix. So it'll be interesting how that all plays out. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, Orange Cassidy is, again, your international champion. I think giving him the belt like that is too soon again. He had a nice long run. He did really good with it. It needs to be on somebody else for a while to elevate some new players to the game. Orange Cassidy could have moved in the next different direction, even getting tangled up with Christian for the TNT title. But now the TNT title is the number one title in AEW, or it sure seems like that. Christian is taking that title by storm, and now we're headed towards Bryan Danielson fighting for the TNT title, and Adam Copeland probably going to fight for that TNT title, while your AEW World title's on MJF, who seems to be floundering, becoming stale, and lost in the shuffle. Yes, Adam Cole got injured, so that derails any storyline they had there, and now they've got a lot of stuff cooking around MJF with Jay White, the attack on Jay White, Adam Cole, and the Roderick Strong story, and the MJF being in the middle. It's kind of a murky storyline that I think it's maybe dragging on a little too long. Of course, last night, the Christian getting in the ring, his promo went on, and then the Adam Copeland Luchasaurus match went a long time. I think that match did not need to go that long, and I did not like the ending of Edge hitting Luchasaurus in the back of the head with the title, then hitting the spear. Of course, I understand you're trying to make it look like Christian hit the Luchasaurus, but it's kind of, I don't know. We'll have to see how the storyline plays out. I don't think it ended in the best way. I think it went a little too long, but we will discuss that more in depth on Sunday afternoon. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Sunday afternoon, right here on the Value Wrestling, we have the Weekly Roundup. The Weekly Roundup is a live show with the other two panel guests, with a panel type of show where we all discuss what's going on in this week's world of wrestling. We discuss Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown, Rampage, Collision. This week we'll be discussing NXT. And we discuss all those things. We bring them to the table. We talk about all the news, rumors, and reports that have come out over the week. And we have, we have a little show about that. So, if you want to be there, you want to join in, because you're welcome to join in. It's a live show. Jump in the chat. We want to hear from you when you get in the chat. We want you to be part of that discussion. Your comments will be read. We will let you in on the discussion if you bring a valid opinion, a valid point, or have something that we feel can be talked about on air. We will definitely do that. So you want to join us every Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time when we go live with the Weekly Roundup right here on the Value of Wrestling. So join us for that. Also, while you're here, I thank you for being here. I appreciate you for being here. We are a rising, growing channel, and that's what we are trying to do, and we want you to get it in on the ground floor. And to do that, you need to hit that subscribe button, and that gets you in the door. That gets you to be part of the Value Wrestling family on the ground level. And that's where it's always funny, because you get to be here when we first started. So when we get right up there, the numbers, and becoming a force to reckon with, you get to say, I was there in the beginning. So go ahead and please hit that subscribe button. Join the Value Wrestling family. Become part of this team, because it is important to us. Now, also, ring that bell for notifications so when new videos like this, or new videos from Marty Richards, or 100% Mark, or audio articles come out, or even the quick results come out, you'll be alerted when those come out, or anytime we go live after a pay-per-view, or every Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific. And we don't know when we'll do other live event views programs. We're working diligently to create new programs, new content for you each and every day. So ring that bell for notifications so you know when we come live. Go ahead and drop your comments below. We want to hear your comments. We want you to share your opinion. What do you think of the Tuesday Night Wars? Who do you think won? Who do you think lost? I think at the end of the day, the biggest winner is the fans. The fans got to get some entertaining wrestling, and that's all we can ask for. If these two companies can kind of butt heads and push each other to do better and bigger, then we, the fans, are the winners, because each company is going to push the other one to do just a little bit more, to come and bring it, to get that attention, to get that audience view, and that is a win for the wrestling fans. But who do you think won on the Tuesday Night Wars? Drop your comments down below. How do you feel? What do you think? You're welcome to share your opinion. Just be respectful and polite. There's no need to be rude or angry about any of it. We're all here to have our opinion. We all have the right to our opinion, and you have the right to your opinion. And just because we may not agree doesn't mean we can't get along and have a decent conversation. That's what makes life great, is when two people get together and have difference of opinions and are able to discuss it. And this is where you get the chance to learn stuff and grow in life. So, drop your comments below. Share your thoughts and opinions. We will have a discussion all about Tuesday night right here in the comments below. Otherwise, look in the description below. We have a link tree that can take you to our Facebook page, or link you to any of the commentators on the Value of Wrestling, different ways to contact us or talk to us directly. Anyways, I've talked enough. I've ran my mouth. I've gone on and on and on, and there's not much more to say, except I will see you on the next episode. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for joining me tonight, and all I have left to say is, so until next time, I'm the big time, and I'm out.